Well, I'm making some pack changes. Hi everyone, it's the Four Gun Guy. And look, this GPS tactical pack has been my pack now ever since I started with PRS. But now things are changing in the matches I'm shooting and I need to go a different route. So let's talk about a couple things today. Let's talk about why I'm making the change. And then I'm going to talk about the Eberlestock Upranger pack and why I selected it. And then we'll look at the loadout because when you start to shoot two-day matches that you're not going to be able to use a carriage or a cart at, you have to make some pretty hard decisions. So if you're ready to go, let's get to it. Well, the reason is exactly what I said. I'm shooting more two-day matches, and I'm shooting more two-day matches that are out of state, and I'm shooting more two-day matches that, for example, I have one coming up that's going to be up in the Colorado Rockies, and even though they are letting us, squatting us with some side-by-sides for a squad of 4, there are still some stages that you're going to park that side-by-side, and you're going to have to hike up a hill or down a hill 2, 3 to maybe 4 stages, and that's going to be about a quarter to a half a mile total hike. There's no place for carts, so you're going to have to hike it all in yourself, what you need to carry for that stage. That really makes you sit down and think about a lot of things. So while the GPS has been a great pack, fantastic, if you're just starting out in PRS and you're going to shoot local matches and you're going to use a cart, this is it. I'm telling you, this pack is the way to go. I get nothing for saying that. It's that just that this thing is now, as I said, 5, 6 years old. I'm still using the same pack. It's built like a tank, and it has this inside. In fact, I think I did a review on this. It has this hard cavern here that doesn't collapse, which is where I put all of my my ammo for matches. Now, with that being said, I started to look for a pack that I could use either with a cart, because I've changed carts as well. I'm going to do a whole nother video on that, with a cart or without a cart. Another big thing with me was I wanted a pack that was somewhat compact, not some huge thing that's going to really tear me apart or allow me to put too much stuff inside it. That's another thing to think about. I also wanted something that, look, when I lay it down on the ground, if we're shooting in muddy, wet conditions, I wanted it to be dry. I wanted everything inside my pack, at least from getting wet from the bottom, to remain dry. That's why I chose this Eberlestock. This is the Upranger. Well, before we get to the loadout of this thing, let's talk about weight and some things to consider when you're looking at something like this. Now, if you have a cart, it's easy, right? You can just throw, you know me, and if you haven't shot with me, I'm the guy with the kitchen sink in his cart. I have everything in my cart you can imagine. So many bags, it's ridiculous. Some people laugh at me, they make jokes at me, but sooner or later in a match, they need something that's in that cart. So I take it all with a grain of salt. But look, you really want to look at what you're going to be taking with you in a match. I've got a video I've done about 5 takes on. I've probably got 20 hours in this video already, and it's on shooting bags. And I'm redoing it all over again because the crux of that video is going to be, at the end of the day, there's about 3 to 4 bags that are really important. Everything else can go away. So look out for that video. But from a weight perspective, right now, with this tripod, 200 rounds of ammo, everything that I'm going to unload in here, this pack is sitting at about 45 pounds. That's heavy. That's really heavy. Now that's with 200 rounds of ammo. So if I was shooting a one-day match, you could probably take another 3 or 4 pounds out of there. But still, let's say around 40 pounds. This rifle, I just weighed it with the suppressor, with no magazine loaded, because that's already taken into consideration for the pack. This rifle weighs 24 pounds, and I lightened it. I took about 3 pounds off this rifle a few months ago. I thought I had lightened it more, but I guess I didn't. So you've got a combined, what, 60 to 70 pounds that you're going to be toting all over the place in a 1 or 2 day match. And in some matches, you could be going up hills, down hills, yeah, in some really treacherous terrain. So I'm going to show you how this is going to all load out here in a minute, but let's look specifically at the pack and how I have this packed and what's in it for a match. All right, well, here we go. I'm going to start at the top here. This has a pretty nice top section here, and I'll just pull this stuff out. I mean, look at all this stuff I can fit in there. I've got my ear plugs, I've got my coach, my cards, I've got my Garmin Zero, and some other things, some extra glasses, my speed loader, I said Kestrel already, but all of this fits pretty nicely in this one little area up here. And so yeah, I like this. So that's that. Zippers are really good on this thing. I've got my range finders hanging off of it because I use those a lot. There's the tripod, you already saw that was on there. This is the OBI lock system. I'll put a link to this. I like this guy a lot. He has a good product there. On this side panel over here, and you can take these off, so you can just unclasp these and they come right off. And you can just take them off. Over here I've got, I think this is my batteries for my stuff. This is an extra trigger in case I need trigger. Here's some band-aids and stuff like that. On this side, I don't use both sides. In the middle here, I've got my fix-it sticks. Some people might say, oh, you're carrying, that's heavy. It's heavy, but trust me, when you're out there and you need it and you can't get back to your truck, or else you're going to take a 0 on the stage, it's good to have this stuff. And then in this other one, I have a sling, rifle sling. So that's that. Now let's open this thing up. And this is what I really like about this pack. I really like the fact that when I open it, everything's here. I don't have to take out, get to something, put back in. Everything is here. Now it's got this MOLLE up here that I can put different things in, like pens and pencils and chamber flags if I need it. 200 rounds of ammo sitting right here. So I've got a compartment for that. And here's the nice thing. This is all Velcro. So I just came in here and said, okay, this is how I want to set this stuff up. And I set it up the way I wanted it. So it's really, really nice like that. Got my gloves. I've got my 2 magazines with the holders. Up here, I've got just a little container with some eye drops, chapstick. This has some additional ear protection in there and some other things. So just something that I can put. This is in a kind of up out of the way so it doesn't get in my way, and it's not in the way of getting to other things. Binoculars, I've got them in the case. I just naturally keep them in the case, but here they are. My Swaros right there. I could take them out of there and just leave them in here, but I'm not going to do that. And this just fits right in there. So it's very easy to get to things. This is my Rear Admiral bag that I have. This is my plate bag that is my front plate bag and my tripod bag. So I use this as a dual use piece of equipment, and that's some things you're going to think about, right? What can I reuse? And that's what I came up with. I've got my MPA lock for my tripod, so all that goes in there. And then I've got my bag. That's it. That's what's in this thing, guys. And it took me a long time to say, Tony, that's all you need. Don't try to find some room for the kitchen sink in this thing. It's not going to work. It does have some side pockets here, so I could put like my logbook in the side. And I think it's got one. Yeah, it's got another one over here that I've got some bungee cords and a rag in. So look, Simple, simple, simple. It is not complicated, and don't make it complicated. Just take the stuff you need to take. It zips right up. And yeah, I tell you what, guys, I'm stressing this thing, but I don't care. It's built for that. It has some nice back padding. And when I show you here in a minute, it all put together with the rifle hanging on it, you'll see that it is a pretty good setup. It's got a bottom pouch here that you could put like a cover in for if it rains or something like that. I have it. I just don't have it in there right now. And then again, it's got MOLLE all over the place. So it's got a lot of attachment points. But there you go, quick and dirty. Let me show you what this looks like on with the rifle, and we'll talk about weight. Here's the pack. This is what it looks like on, right? It's very comfortable. It's really a comfortable pack. Now I've got that OBI attachment, quick detach here, that I can just come up here, set that in. Now I'm hands-free. So if I need to be hands-free, I can be. This is a 24-pound rifle. So yeah, I can walk, I can steady myself. I've got the tripod here. I've got the rifle here. And generally what I do is I'll put my hand right here just to steady that rifle to make sure that if, something were to happen with this attachment, that I don't have a rifle falling to the ground. But anyway, this is very comfortable. It's not stressful. It's not strenuous. I feel good. And it looks like it's going to hold up really well. I've walked around a little bit with this. I've tried to kind of walk in the backyard, up at the range. When I practice a couple times, I've loaded this all out and practiced an entire section of the range with this just to kind of get used to how I'm going to set it down, how I'm going to load it on, pick it up. So right now, as I said in the earlier segment, right now I've probably got 65 pounds. Some people are going to look at that and go, dude, when you get up into those mountains, you're going to be dead. You might be right. I may be throwing crap out of this thing and picking it up on the way back. But I literally have everything I'm going to need to shoot the match. Now, I do have, I said earlier, 200 rounds in this pack right now. So when I go shoot the match, I'll leave some of that ammo in the side-by-side, or in one day, we'll generally shoot 10 stages, although the last match we shot 12 stages, which was 120 rounds, and some guys were having to run back to their truck. Luckily, we were parked close, and they could run back to their truck to get more ammunition. So be aware of that too. I'm going to do a whole video on 2-day matches and what to think about. That's one of them. Don't just think on day one you're going to shoot 10 stages, average 10 shots, and take 100 rounds with you. You've got to have extra ammo. Anyway, back to the story. This is what it looks like. Let's go to final thoughts. Well, hey, I hope this one was helpful. Let's go over a few things, right? Some things to consider when you're choosing a pack. How mobile is it? How modular is it? Is everything going to be shoved on top of everything else, so you're going to have to be pulling stuff out to get to what you really want? If something like this bottom is important to you, then you might want to consider some packs with that. If it's not, don't worry about it then. The weight, don't get too big of a pack that you're going to pack more crap in there and it's going to be too heavy. I'm looking at between 60 and 70 pounds with everything that you see here. And this has 200 rounds of ammo in this pack. And that adds a lot of weight. Don't forget that. Then you've got your shooting bags, your binoculars, everything else that you think you're going to need to take with you to that match. So just think about all that stuff, and I hope this helps. Look, I've got some other stuff coming up. I just did a review on this Leofoto tripod. I'm going to do a review on this muzzle brake that's on my Omega 300, just to see, hey, was this worth the money? And then I've got some other things, some stage briefs or stage videos that I'm going to do based on some stages that I've shot so far in some of my 2-day matches, and some of them were pretty crazy, so we're going to go over those as well. I want to thank you again for hanging in there, And until next time, guys, shoot straight.